And how's everyone doing today? Hope you all had a good time. Let's... oh, and of course, really? We're gonna do this at the start of the stream. Not even 5 minutes before stream, I had to reset it already. There we go. How y'all doing? Sorry about that. I'm thinking the port I used for my webcam is starting to go out. Oh, you're trapped under a cat? I mean, it could be worse. Unless that cat is a caterpillar. Then it's already worse. Yeah, no, that would actually be pretty bad to be trapped under a caterpillar. Oof. God. I've had my foot run over by fork trucks before, so just the idea of being stuck underneath a caterpillar kind of scares me. Well, it's nice to know the industry is still working. Hey, look, we've got a little backlog. Just a tiny one. But that the seconds have caught up to it. Thoughts on the game so far? I can't wait for the full release. I really can't wait for the full release. I'm going to look forward to it. I can legitimately say I'm buying it. I'm going to play it, whether it be on or off stream. I don't know. I just may, when the full release happens. I just may, when the full release happens, spin up a multiplayer server for, and play on it with a few people. I think that would actually be kind of fun. I'm curious to see how many they'll decide the final version allows for multiplayer. Whether they'll keep it uncapped like it currently is, or whether they'll limit it. Wait, I don't have any miners on me. Makes me wonder, what's the biggest server somebody's ran for it so far? It would be interesting to find out. Oh, you were just... Yeah, all the games for the Next Fest are all, hey, these games are almost done, so we're finally gonna let you try them out publicly. Most you've seen is 3 people. Alright. I want to, by the end of Next Fest, even if I haven't finished all the research available, barring infinite research, I want to spin up a multiplayer world, and I want to see if we can get more than 3 people on a world and see how it goes. I'm not saying we're going to get 8 or 10, but I want to get 3 people other than me on a world, see how it feels. Alright, where am I going? I want to see how it goes if we get a full, a big chunk of people on. It'll be an interesting experiment in how much chaos we can cause, if nothing else. The most I ever saw on a Factorio world was with mods. They managed 500 people. You know. And I'm still not convinced that 100 or so of those weren't bots. That was an insane run. I did not think Factorio could go that fast with, outside of speedrunners. Dude, I'll be honest, at first glance, I'm surprised there is multiplayer in Factorio, but it works surprisingly smoothly. Honestly, I have less issues with multiplayer Factorio than I do multiplayer Minecraft. And multiplayer Minecraft's pretty solid in most cases. And, at least when you're on one of the established servers instead of custom servers. Honestly, I think I've had legitimately had more trouble with Minecraft Minecraft servers than I have with with Factorio. Given I haven't done many Factorio servers, but it does single player disturbingly well. We need a crouch button. Minecraft in general does scale pretty well. What part of it doesn't scale well is modded. Modded does not scale well when when it comes to multiplayer. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, modded Minecraft scales horribly. Mostly because you're usually operating on old versions, so... I mean, let's see, if we go back to 1.7, which was one of the major versions for modding, I've seen, you know, when you got to 300 or 400 mods, single player was fine. Even 2 or 3 player multiplayer was fine, but I've seen servers just grind to a halt when you get 10 or 12 people on them with a lot of mods. That was before we had a lot of the optimization mods that we have now for Minecraft, to fix FPS problems. And it got out of hand sometimes. Oh, good. It just barely meets the right level. So I figure this is where we're going to end up scaling up for the steel build. Oh yeah. Well, eventually it'll open. Your game might freeze for a while, but it'll eventually open. Yeah, that is one of the nice things about the client-side, server-side configurations that Minecraft uses. Eventually it'll work. It's just a matter of how long. Let me tell you, I am so glad Mojang decided to do the realms. Just for casual play, the realms is one of the best things a gaming company has ever done for their user base. Having a company-supported vanilla server for just a couple bucks a month makes it so accessible for multiplayer without having to go with the sometimes sketchy third player. Yeah. I think the multiplayer in this is going to be a lot more enjoyable once it releases and more people know about it. I can't wait to see what comes out of it. I would like to see some more uses for the plants around the world. Just biomass is kind of boring. Or I would like to see a method of farming biomass and a reason to worry about biomass in the late game. I don't like the idea that they decide to leave behind potential resources. That is no bueno to me. I don't know what there is that they've temporarily taken out that might use it, but just the fact that we can't access it in the demo, but the where was it? The advanced the advanced explosives does away with the need for it. Yeah, that feels like what I'm seeing of the tech tree currently makes it feel like they just decided, okay, after tier 2, you can just throw away your biomass. You don't need to worry about collecting it at that point. It feels like there needs to be a reason for you to, for a way to farm biomass. I mean, farming is kind of almost redundant. We are robots, so we don't need to eat. So any biomass farming would be strictly for biomass, or maybe specific resources. I don't know. Yeah, no, I guarantee you somebody will farm it in just because they get frustrated at not being able to have, a double chest of biomass in late game automatically, because there's always somebody who wants to. I want to have a full storage of every item. There's always somebody wanting to do that. Right, I need to make drone miners. Right. Oh yeah, Bob's Angels is. I both love and hate those mods. I love them for the extension of Factorio. I hate them for how much they complicate base resources. Like, I started a C-Block run and very quickly realized that the decision to play C-Block was right up there with, like, I made the decision to try to take on C-Block, and about 8 hours in, I realized that I basically signed up for CBT. Because that's sure what it felt like. Yeah, and freaking C-Block is that is straight up CBT. Yeah. You have to be a special kind of insane to be able to follow through on all of C-Block. Like, I've watched a YouTuber or two do it, and the ones who've done it by themselves by the end of it admit that it almost feels like their brains are leaking out of their ears. The only way I've seen people successfully complete C-Block solo is by torturing themselves, basically. I think if I try it again, I'm going to try to get somebody to play it with me, because I don't think I could do it again. What, you have to look up CBT because you'd never heard the term before? That might have been bad. Oh. I have been on the internet for a long time. Using the abbreviation is kind of second nature after all these years. Especially when you're trying not to offend people. Yeah, I knew that was gonna wreck those. Didn't think I got it far enough away. That's interesting it looks like that. Huh. It's curious it's not going away faster. Oh, it's actual scrap that you have to break down. That's okay. Huh. So if you accidentally blow up parts of your factory, you can actually recover the damaged parts. Good to know. God knows I will probably do that again in the future somehow. So it is good to know that. Yeah, have you ever played C-Block, Urkel? I suggest you don't unless you really like torturing yourself. Yeah, it's like Skyblock in Minecraft, except worse. If you think space exploration is difficult, all the recipe difficulty of space exploration, but to produce anything, yeah, you played it a little bit. Okay, good. Honestly, oh yeah, I love Sky Factory, which is what made me want to play C-Block, because I was like, hey, this is Sky Factory, but in Factorio. Oh God, I was deluded. No. Sky Factory is C-Block in Minecraft. Let's get it right. Sky Factory doesn't punish you, quite as bad. Let me tell you, you get, every single one of those resources in C-Block. Yeah, no, they're all from that sludge. If you're caught lacking on that sludge production, your factory will grind to a halt no matter how big it is. It is not kind. It is better to produce too much sludge than to produce not enough. And I do mean too much. Good God, that I had built a sludge production stack that was let's put it this way, up until you know, late game, the best fuel out you know, in mid game is beans. Yeah, you're gonna run your base on farts. Yeah, no, you're laughing, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding in the slightest. You will run your base on farts. Because there's this plant called Beanafran, which produces beans when it's processed. Those beans can then be further processed into a nutrient slurry. That nutrient slurry can be fermented in a refinery to produce fuel oil to power your boilers. And until late game, when you gain access to uranium and thorium, that is your best power supply. Four farms hooked up to one bioprocessor, and following the chain, just one of each building all the way to the refinery will net you what is enough to power 4 liquid burning boilers producing what was it, will fuel 4 of the fluid burning furnaces, boilers, to power 4 steam trains, steam engines each. So you can power 16 steam engines off of 4 farms and produce about 20 megawatts of power off of that. And it's a tileable design. The only thing you have to supply is salt water and freaking sand. It's a neat design once you build it, but dear God, is getting the research to be able to build it is a pain in the ass. Honestly, the neat thing about the washing plants that you use to produce sand also produces mud, which you can combine to make landfill. So your power supply is also in small amounts producing more land for you to build with. Yeah, go check out Doshington's playthrough of it. He just posted part 3 of his build of it of his run of it today, and by the end of it, he has serious concerns about his brain leaking out of his ears. And his sense of humor is so dry, it's a little hard to tell if he's being serious or being a troll. But he also he's also a walking war crime when it comes to trains, so just a warning there. Yeah, nah, Dosh is a walking war crime when it comes to trains. Yeah, no, I'm serious on that one. Multiple times in multiple different videos, he has asked his viewers to never take up his preferred methods of building trains, because in his words, no one else can do it my way because I dream of rail signals, he said. In, you know, he basically imagines how trains work in his sleep. And when you see the dude built a mall using trains. Let's put it that way. You know, he did a run where he wasn't allowed to use conveyor belts. He did a run where he wasn't allowed to use conveyor belts to do anything except in recipes. It was insane and still somehow efficient. Oh, I love watching his content. It takes him like a month to put out a video, but every single one of them is like 45 minutes to an hour long, and just goes to show exactly how insane Factorio can get. Nice. I remember he did a sushi belt run. Everything had to go on one belt. Everything. He ended up with, I think it was like a 12 wide super bus, all sushi. And it was just a continuous loop. It was wild. He used this one mod that at one point that let him bounce trains. That was a wild run too. Dear God, that was a wild run. I went up there with the intention of building a burner generator and did not build it. Dang it. Several burner generators. You know, I'm gonna need one for down here, and instead of trying to push the power up there, I'm gonna put another at the top. Yeah. No, the worst is, I'll be honest, the worst is when you get an orphan underground pipe or underground belt. When you don't know where the other one is because your factory is just so big it's gone missing. You just took something apart at some point and forgot to pick up the other half. That is the worst when you get an orphan pipe. My problem is, what is it called? Back in, brain, work for me. Like, on my attempt at running C-Block, I almost immediately ended up with an orphan, underground pipe. And instead of just shoving it in a chest somewhere or leaving it in my inventory, I set it up overlooking the water like, I miss him. One day he'll show up again. And then when I finally found the other half of it, I put them side by side on the edge of the platform. You know, two brothers reunited kind of deal. I would get. I thought I'd gotten all the biomass out of my inventory. Dang it! You always seem to have more of the blasted stuff. I don't like how minimalist the light is when you have to use the flashlight. That's actually a little irritating. And if you couldn't understand what I just said, I apologize further. not putting another down. I do not need to warp to the surface right now. I'm gonna need to put another down. Yeah, yeah, Risky's right. Okay, so you do have to have at least half of it on... Okay, it's just too fucking short, that's all. God, you're teasing me talking about things that I can't access. Oh, come on, get up there. Okay, so no, you don't have to have at least half of it on there. It's just a tall as fuck building. Really? Wow, you really know how to make me a hypocrite, don't you, game? God, you can't really even just... I just want to recess it into the wall. I don't want to have to do all this extra BS. Really? I don't like how short your reach is for a freaking robot. Like, I'm a robot with big freaking robotic arms. Why can't I mine more than 3 blocks away from me? I mean, I imagine it would just be a matter of finding whatever variable determines reach and modifying it. I mean, 1 block, 2 block. I can't hit the 3rd block. Are your arms so short you can't reach 3 blocks? I mean, that's stupid. I know, I hope balance. But Steve can reach more. Steve in Minecraft can reach 7 blocks with his tools, you know, I believe. 6 or 7 blocks. Yeah, you know. You know. This one's actually probably smart to get. Or, you know, I will accept not being able to use the panels from further away. If pulling this up and looking at at a block, let me use the options of it from my tablet. If you're gonna give me a tablet like this, give me the ability to operate the freaking machine I'm looking at from the tablet, from further away than I could by hand. I shouldn't need to be all up in its grill, robot to robot. You know? You know, and it is quite clear to me that that the player character is not a robot, but a drone. It is a drone being operated from a ship in orbit. We're not robots. We're not, you know, we're a drone being piloted by somebody up in orbit. That's the only reason I can think of them putting building it with so many limitations in mind. You know? That's the only reason I can think of why they would build it with so many limitations. Is that we're not a robot, we're a drone piloted by somebody elsewhere. They might be in that drop pod. They might be up there. Probably not up there, but in whatever vessel dropped us on the planet. You know? That's my personal headcanon for why we can't reach further. You know? And also why they chose to make the the robots so human-like. It's a freaking robot. Why does it need to be human-like? Give me some tank tread legs or jets for legs instead of feet. You know, it feels like that's the only possible headcanon that can be accurate. You know, I'm not gonna go asking the devs if that's true, but it sure feels like it. Like, if this was a robot, the run wouldn't be a hold to run, it'd be a toggle. Hey, toggle here to go fast, toggle here to go, you know, to slow it back down. It just... I'm not going to complain. It's just there's obvious a few loopholes in the logic in places. I'm just glad they don't require the big smelter for the steel beams. They could have. They could have required the large smelter. I'm a little surprised they didn't do that. I mean, can you even get the freaking larger smelters in this version? Or are those a tier 3, you know, kind of thing? Yeah, but what tier was it in? Because I'm not seeing it anywhere. Did they remove it for rebalancing? Oh. That feels bad. Which makes me think that they did that specifically to remove it ahead of time for the demo. You know. Which means it's not removed, they just disabled it from view. It's still in the game. They just commented it out of accessibility. The problem is they didn't remove a single effing reference to it in any of the freaking tooltips. Every recipe that can be put in a small smelter also says regular smelter. And it doesn't have a locked symbol over the smelter or anything. Apparently it was originally on itch.io, but they recently went to Paradox for publishing and moved it from itch.io to Steam. So originally it was just on it was free on itch.io, but with the move to Steam, it's only available in demo right now. I don't know how much longer it's going to be until we get close to an open, to a release. But everything that's here is quite promising. I didn't get to play it on itch. Urkel, he was playing it on itch for quite a while. He'd probably be able to tell you better than I would. The way he talks about it, it's at least been several months. Thank you. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, it's at least been several months if you listen to Urkel talk about it. I wish you had known about it. I'd have been playing it a while ago. From the way he's talked, I'd say it's at least 6 months. It was on itch, possibly more, depending on how aggressively they were developing it. Oh, so it's been on itch for almost 2 years. Huh. I am even more disappointed in myself for not knowing about it then. I am now supremely disappointed in myself for not knowing about it. I mean, it's not like I spend a ton of time on itch. No, if there's plans for it, they're not implemented yet. There's not even health. Like, I've fallen from like 30 blocks up. Yeah, you know, I've fallen from about 30 blocks up and didn't take damage. There's no damage. You can go underwater, no problem. So far, it seems to be just a builder with no attrition. You know, there's no, you know, the only storyline is, hey, you've been dropped on here to fucking build. That's the storyline so far, or at least in the demo. I'm interested to see. Yeah, if there's, I mean, there's not even instant death. You can clip right through the freaking ground to get up from the mines fast. Like, I wonder if you can do it in here. I wonder if we can do it in here. In the can. Nope. Can't do it in here. We can't use the shitter to, you know, to clip through. I mean, there were enemies in Satisfactory, but they were of the natural environment kind rather than a greater enemy. I know not No Man's Sky, Dyson Sphere program is right on the cusp of releasing a combat update that's basically going to have you going up against a Grey Goose scenario alien fleet, you know, as an enemy. And I'm looking forward to that. I'm just upset that that as of right now, Dyson Sphere isn't planning on adding multiplayer. That's a big disappointment of mine. It honestly kind of baffles me how they can build a game so intricate and detailed, but you know, but they're not going to do multiplayer. But the thousands of shovelwares on pretty much every platform, they all have multiplayer, even if it's just scoreboards. I don't get that. Right, that's what I was trying to build. Along with some small smelters. Need those. Like, I'll be honest. If anything is going to be modded into this game, I want the small smelter recipe modified to use stone instead of xenoferrite plates. It's your entry-level smeltery. Yeah, exactly. You know, it was a feature added that nobody really wanted, but everybody's stuck with it. You know, that the scoreboard on Dyson Sphere program is the closest piece of it there is to shovelware. And if you're wondering what I mean by shovelware, anyone who's not familiar with the term, shovelware is, you know, any of those 10,000 shitty knockoff clones of idle games that you find. You know, it takes like, you know, they're barely reskinned versions of the same thing. That's shovelware. And everything that's been happening with Unity has actually done wonders in reducing the amount of that being pumped out. And I might not like what Unity's done, but the fact that it's cut down on how much shovelware is being pumped onto Android and other platforms, it doesn't make it okay, but it at least makes it tolerable as a non-developer. All right, so let's do some looking here at metallurgy. So you're using 6 of the 6 rubble, 4 xenoferrite, 2 ignium to produce 1 ore blend over 3 seconds. It takes 6 seconds in the small smelter to produce 1 steel. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, they did the old Yeetus Deletus to the CEO a day or two ago. The board ousted the CEO publicly and announced it. I'm not saying that's, you know, that I'm forgiving them, but that at least makes me more willing to look at Unity products. You know, I'm not ever going to use Unity as a development platform, but knowing that that they at least ousted that asshat who thought it was a good idea to charge $1 for every reload in Battlefield, and that was part of the reason why he got kicked out of his last gig as CEO. You know, the fact that they ousted him too does give me a little bit of a, hey, you know, at least I'm willing to use products made with Unity. But yeah, with small smelters, we are looking at Yeah, pretty much. I read the first article I came across, giggled about it, forwarded it to a couple friends, and then moved on. So we can run 2 furnaces off of each steel beam crusher, because the crusher takes 3 seconds to produce an ore blend, but it takes 6 seconds for a small smelter to smelt it. Yeah, apparently he's been ousted immediately, and the only reason he's still going to be around is to help the new CEO take over. Make sure they have all the information they need, so to speak. I mean, I understand why they wanted to change their system. I understand completely why they wanted to start charging for, for things. But the method they used to do that was every line I read in the initial article I read about it, just imagine the picture of the guy slow step by step putting on the clown makeup. That was what I thought of Unity when I read the initial proposal. Every line was just another step of the clown makeup going on. They were really clowning with that one. Where did okay. I've got to get this steel up and running. For that, I need to just... Did I build one? I did build one. It's the xenoferrite plates, of course, that I'm missing. Okay, wow. I apologize. I have been listening to far too much of the music from Hololive at work. Might as well listen to something at work, something that's not gonna make me extra aggressive. Because God knows there's enough aggression in that place already. It's the workplace. There's always aggression. I don't care how friendly most of your coworkers are. There's always aggression somewhere. All right. That is this power. I mean, that is this level powered. I have nowhere near enough conveyor belts to make it all the way over from the other one, but I'm at least gonna start while I'm over here. Not to mention I have a little bit of the old 1-2 yo. All right, that should be enough rough exposed. Yeah, but we've talked about enough about the things that I think they still need to do to make this good. And, from my perspective, honestly, it's solid. This is legitimately solid, already. Yes, it needs a few. Yes, it needs the. That kicked me out. So, building blocks can push you sideways out of bounds too, not just up. Good to know. I feel like we just had a, I guess, moment. I'm not even worried about getting these power right now. I want to get them set up so when there is power, it's good to go. I hate it. I hate it. This is going to have to be run off of biomass, at least temporarily. I am not piping ignium all the way over here just to run a burner furnace generator. I am not belting ignium all the way over here right now. It's going to have to be biomass until we get a high power smelting system going. I mean, high power grid going. Which means I'm gonna have to come over here and refuel it over and over again. I hate it. I hate it really badly. I hate it. But Oh yeah, I'd much rather run poles than a freaking, than a belt. I forgot I could do that. I won't even lie. I forgot that was a possibility. I will 100% admit I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to go today. Because I worked all night. I need more conveyor belts. That's what I came for. But I'm going to try to keep going a little while longer. I didn't have any energy drinks today, so I am starting to flag a little mentally. I think we're going to end this stream in the outhouse though. It felt weird to have the outhouse and not use it last stream. Let's all be honest here. A little bit of potty humor is appreciated. Yes, it's cheap. Yes, it's easy. But it's also funny. Yeah, I should have gotten in the freaking outhouse for the, when I had to take a bathroom break. Yeah. I will admit part of the reason I didn't is because I have the criminal habit of waiting until it's almost too late to go to the can. So my brain was really in the hurry, get to the can kind of mentality. I suppose it comes from car trips with as a kid with a dad who did not want to stop for anything short of the engine blowing. The fact that that's a metric tells you how many times that happened. Yeah, no, it's like, you're hardcore gaming. You're hardcore gaming and you're super focused. A round ends if you're playing a first-person shooter, or you just stop to stretch for a moment while you contemplate what to do. And then you realize you have to go to the bathroom. Those are the worst. And yeah, should have gone before we left. I swear, he would say that 6 hours into a 12-hour trip. Like, who doesn't need to use the bathroom after 5 or 6 hours? At least to just make sure you're not popping up, you know? I feel like Tank is going to be smart. Like I said, it's going to be stupid easy to max out the research in the demo. You know, with just what I have there already. Did I go the wrong way? This terrain feels wrong. You know, the fact that it stops us just before we get to oil means that none of the real complicated processing is required. Which on one hand, I'm disappointed about. Even though complex production chains confuse me, I still want to try to figure them out. Not having those available just feels wrong. Especially after how expansive Factorio's tutorial was all these years, you know? Not tutorial, but the demo. The Factorio demo had so much available in it. You know, it did so much, it feels weird not to be able to do all that. Mm-hmm. But then again, I've got to stop comparing games to Factorio. You know, that's an apples to oranges comparison. And really isn't fair to the other games. Yeah, I mean, I can understand why they did. They didn't want to give away all the gameplay. You know, have people in just the tutorial figure out all the production chains. You know, Tier 1 and 2 is just Tier 1 and 2 is only slowed down by the speed you can research, you know? The production chains for it are stupid easy, and if I didn't take the time to build them all, I could have overbuilt my research production and have been done on the second day. You know, instead of being on day 3, you know, just kind of derping around building steel. Tier 3, it feels like Tier 3 would have given you too much. They would have had to add additional resources to Tier 4 and above to make Tier 3 worth giving us. I can understand why they did it. I can't say I entirely agree with the decision, but I can understand why they did it that way. It just makes me wonder how long it's going to be until they push the full game, if they've done this, you know? It makes me wonder how long until they till the full game comes out. You know, if they're limiting the demo to just Tier 1 and 2. It also makes me wonder how many more tiers there will be if they're if their demo's only 2 tiers. Is there going to be a Tier 5, a Tier 6, or is it just going to be 4 tiers, and 4 is going to have an absolute fuck ton of stuff? Come to think of it, is the Tier 4 research in here? The Tier 4 access research. Yes, this is the Tier 4 access research. It's curious, yeah. So, based on what I'm seeing, the Tier 4 research, the Tier 4 science pack is basically purchased with resources than made. That's That's an interesting observation. That base. Yeah, they're specifically listing the resource that acts as a gateway to tier 4 in the demo, to what they're listing in the demo, because if this requires tier 3 science packs, but then both of these require the tier 4 science pack, but there's no recipe listed. Yeah, I want to know what they mean by maintenance drone. You know? They might be referring to maintenance drones as their cargo drones. That might be their cargo drones. Their logistics / cargo drone. Because I know they've got another bot drone in there specifically listed as construction drone. Let's see, where was it? Construction drone ports and maintenance drone. And the fact that this looks like this is the prereq for the blueprints based on what it's saying. Also, they really need to separate the I and the bold text a little better. They need to separate the .NET I. I mean, that's still something that's that's operating off of a blueprint. The modular building planner is just the first stage of them adding full blueprints. They really do need to lift that I in building a little. The dot on that I. Look at how close. That almost looks like 2 L's. In fact, on stream, it probably does. Alright, I was going back for more furnaces, to build more furnaces and more crushers. I think I want to run 6 crushers and 12 furnaces. Smelters. So we'll start off by grabbing a bunch more of those. These are starting to not be enough. Like, I'm really close to running out of researches. Oh, nice. Nice. I mean, that means the game is simple enough even kids can play. You know, which gives me a positive outlook on the future of games like Factorio, because if kids are enjoying the game, that means in the long run, the genre is going to continue on. It's not going to be a genre that's just stuck on older people, you know? It's actually really neat to hear that even kids are enjoying it. Admittedly, there's a slight level of vindication for me because at least one of my roommates is he's not a fan of this style game. I don't like that you get, you know, so, it's a little bit of indication for me hearing that, kids like the game. Wait. Those are all in the wrong spot. Nice. That's great to hear. Well, this game has been absolutely fantastic so far. The demo is extremely limited, admittedly. Only giving you up to the tier 2 research. But that gives you iron, copper, concrete, steel. You know, it gives you all you need to at least progress up to where you're going to be jumping into oil production processing as soon as the full version goes out. Also, they kept the research ratios nice and clean. You know, which is a blessing. Wait, you mean after nearly 10 hours in the game, I finally had to have to get more? Wow. Holy cow, I didn't think I was ever going to run out. I do like that there is a jetpack in the higher tiers. I saw that. That is nice. This is not what I wanted. This is. We built us a little dirt outhouse while we were at it. And there's definite reason to go underground. For anyone wondering if the 3D actually does anything other than make it hard to build, big factories. Yeah, you have to go underground for your ore sometimes, quite frequently outside of your starter patches. Okay. I mean, knowing what you know now, you could probably do it in 20, couldn't you? Yeah. Fair enough, fair enough. The lure of the factory must grow. It does not extend to just Factorio. I will admit the reach of your bot is a little disappointing. I will admit that. Brain, function here. Come on, function. I wonder how long it'll be before people are speedrunning this game. Yeah, no, I would too. I would too. Even if I'm not very fast at games, I do like to keep up with the speedrunning scenes for games that I play. I would be interested to see how big the speedrunning scene ends up being for this game. Or if it even kicks off outside of a few dedicated players. I may need to convert this one to a tier 2 belt. I mean, I'll be honest, speedrun.com would be where you'd find any speedruns for it. Yep, it's not on speedrun.com yet. A month ago, somebody set a new any percent record for a Minecraft Dungeons solo no levels early random seed. 59 minutes and 59 seconds. Oh, wait, no, they're 49th. Been a while since I saw that. 7 minutes ago, somebody set a new world record on the level Warcry in Dungeon Keeper 2. All secrets run. 58 seconds. I mean, when you look at Factorio, the current any percent world record for Factorio is 1 hour, 21 minutes, 56 seconds, set 2 months ago by a guy named Mazmot or Mazmot. Nephrums. I follow Nephrums on YouTube. It's been a year since he last set a record, and he was at 1 hour and 27 minutes. I also follow Cyclomatic. It's been a year since he did, and he's at 1 hour 47. There's like not a lot of people active currently. I'm not seeing anything on Factorio newer than 2 months. Let me go check down near the... Yeah, no. The 100th place person on speedrun.com for any percent, that's get a rocket in the air as fast as possible at 3 hours, 31 minutes, and 41 seconds. In 162nd place, we've got 9 hours, 6 minutes, and 42 seconds. So if you got it down to 8 hours, you're in 159th place. If you got under 8 hours. That's any percent. That's just getting the bare minimum done to get to launch a rocket. You know, the world record for 100% was a month ago at 4 hours and 26 minutes and 6 seconds. And by 100%, they mean the run ends by unlocking 100% of the achievements. Only one player allowed. Yeah. Every single achievement in one run. Mind you, there's one of those achievements. One of those achievements is you can only craft a maximum of 21 items manually. Yeah, think about that. Alright, so while... Alright, so looking at this, while my ratios are right, the output speed of the Tier 1 belt, the output speed of the Tier 1 belt apparently limits you to 2 crushers without a second belt incoming. Or maybe I'm just not putting stuff on the belt fast enough way back there, but yeah. Your best on Factorio is about 13 hours. I mean, that's still better than me. My current best on Factorio is a 30-hour run. That was my first full run. I want to go again. And those, mind you, what I was reading off was single player runs. Those were single player. Any percent multiplayer has 8 people working together 7 months ago to complete it in 56 minutes and 47 seconds. And the team that did it is like the top 8 runners working together. And there's only 31 runs of that. And the run at the bottom is 5 hours. That was clearly 2 people that didn't work together very well. Even though they're both from Turkey. It seems like most of the records were set by teams of 8. Yeah, no, same. I get distracted, just lose my my enthusiasm for it. New Game Plus massively multiplayer. 10 days ago, a team of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. A team of 16 people completed the game in 50 minutes and 17 seconds. I mean, the any percent botless record is 1 hour 48 minutes, which really isn't that far off from the any percent record. Wait. No. Oh, I see what's going on. Like I have right now. You get distracted too. Like, the world record with bots is 1 hour 21 minutes. Without bots, it's 1 hour 48. And that's only a 20-minute improvement over the next speed, over the next fastest. Factorio speedrunning is meticulous. You ever watched a Factorio speedrunner? You ever gone and watched like Cyclomatic or Nephrons or one of those guys play Factorio when they're doing speedrun attempts? Dear God. Those guys are meticulous. Even just hanging out, watching them for a little while, just pop in for a few minutes and then leave. And those guys are just meticulous to an insane amount. I could never do Minecraft like those guys do. I've looked up the guide they use as a general. The any percent category does not allow blueprints from outside the current run. I can actually look up the rules specifically. Any percent, show rules. Category rules. The game is won by launching a rocket. Only one player is allowed. Free choice of map generator settings. Enabling peaceful mode and using a set map seed is allowed. Importing blueprints is not allowed. However, you may use blueprints created during the run. Yeah, no, I can't blame you. Just getting the achievement on Steam is worth it. Detailed rules. The time is taken in real time, not in-game time. The timer starts on the first frame of the map. The timer stops on the first frame of the victory screen. Only map exchange strings that can be created using the in-game user interface are allowed. Playing in multiplayer mode is recommended. Let me there's a speed run. There's a speed run to get the steel axe research as fast as possible. Hey, thanks for the follow. Let me just throw this up into chat here. That is actually a link to the speedrun, to the tutorial guide that they use for learning the route for any percent speedrunning. And they basically build on top of the ore patches the entire time. You know, it's wild. They set the map up so where you start is standing on an ore patch, and the ore patch is so big you can't see the edge of it without zooming out. They crank the ore. They crank the everything about the ores to the max, and then play in peaceful mode to avoid having to deal with hostile mobs. Which I completely understand. Came over here for something. What? That's right. I'm a big fan of speedrunners. For a while, I wanted to try to learn to speedrun Minecraft Dungeons. That got thrown out the window because I found out the version... I usually crank it 1, maybe 2 notches for casual play. I wanted to try it back when I was first starting streaming. I wanted to, well, you know, was thinking about learning how to speedrun Minecraft Dungeons. Man, let me tell you. Boy, you cannot access the version that they speedrun in anymore in the base game. You actually have to use a mod launcher to access the version they use for speedrunning. Because the newer versions of the game fix a lot of the bugs that they use to set the records. And yeah. I will not deny the Minecraft Dungeons community for speedrunning, and I put that in the wrong spot. They're actually pretty nice, but When you ask why a bug has not been fixed yet, oh, they don't like that. The top runners do not like the idea that they can't speed run with their bugs anymore. You know, which understandable. A big part of speedrunning is taking advantage of those bugs, but the record is on a version that's like 10 behind the current why am I putting that, version, and the bug that let them set the record got patched, and since it got patched, it's almost a dead game because nobody wants to play without the bugs. Which is a shame to me, because I had an awesome have any of you guys ever played Minecraft Dungeons? Or is me talking about Minecraft Dungeons just like a, what the hell is he talking about? Yeah, Minecraft Dungeons is fun. I agree it's not exactly something everyone's interested in, but if you liked the idea of Diablo, but you thought that it was a little graphic, yeah, no, I can believe that entirely. I can believe that entirely. Yeah, it's actually really fun. I had built this absolutely wild teleporting bomber build, a telefragger build. There are actually mods for it. Mostly player created level mods. I had basically built a teleporting bomber build out, in the game, and there'd be a massive mob of enemies coming at me, and my character would just start bouncing around all through the battlefield. Everywhere he appeared, an explosion happened, and then he teleported away again. I pinballed my way through the battlefield. It was awesome. It was glorious. Yeah, I took some damage occasionally, but that was fine. It's definitely a lot more cartoony than Diablo was, which is why I'm saying if you like the idea of Diablo, but you want something that's less prone to being graphic, say because you want to play it with little kids, Minecraft Dungeons is perfect for that. The final boss is wild. The final boss in the end is wild. Yeah. It is a good game. It is a good game. And with the tower, when they started doing the weekly resetting towers or something like that, I had stopped playing by then, but it made it so you could get a fresh take on the game every week without, you know. Yeah, because that tower required you to leave all your equipment behind, it meant that you weren't taking a bunch of high-level equipment into a low-level area. You had to build yourself up from scratch each run, which meant that you got to experiment with lots of different builds just because you didn't always get the same thing every time. But yeah, it's legitimately a genuinely good game that I would encourage everyone to try out. Yes, it's not the cheapest, but it's still cheaper than any AAA game being released these days. Alright, well, I am getting a little tired. Well, more than a little tired. I've been up since 6 o'clock last night after only getting 2 hours of sleep. So I'm gonna call it here. Let me just close the door. I will see you guys possibly tomorrow, but for sure on a Thursday. Well, no, possibly tomorrow, but for sure on Friday morning. I'm off Thursday, so I'll be able to stream Friday morning without working a shift first. So I will catch you guys later, and sometime in the not so distant future I will be cutting my hair on stream. Yeah. That was my 10 sub goal. My 15 is for me to strap my phone onto myself and go take a walk on the beach on stream. So if you want to see me go walk on the beach in cold weather, you know. So I will catch you guys later. See you later. Whoops, wrong one.